Here from Mind Fodder, we have the first thought nugget. It's called Imaginary Sister, the story that started it all. Prologue. Sometimes a seemingly simple moment, an offhand comment, an unexpected confrontation, or even a small rule becomes the catalyst for journaling assignment in grade, catalyst for something far greater. For me, it was a journaling assignment in grade 3 that cracked open my understanding of authority, creativity, and independence. The stories where my love for writing began, not because of the assignment itself, but because of what I learned in its aftermath. As you read, reflect on your own journey. Was there a small moment that ignited a passion or reshaped the way you see the world? Here's the story. Shall we go back to when I was in grade 3? My teacher assigned us an exercise, a journal for free writing. Curious, I asked what the rules were. There aren't any, she said. The assignment was simple, just write. Inspired, I asked if I could take the journal home to continue writing. Sadly, she told me the journals had to stay at school. That small restriction was the first crack in my belief that teachers and adults were infallible. I didn't disobey. I left the journal in class, but I was intrigued enough to ask if she planned to read our writings. She assured me she would not. For a while, everything was fine until it wasn't. One day, I was called into the principal's office. My mom was there, along with my teacher and the principal, with my journal ominously placed on the desk. Have a seat, my teacher said. Being true to my independent nature, I asked, Is this about my journal? She asked me to sit again. We want to talk to you about your sister. I don't have a sister. No, I said flatly, refusing to sit. They insisted they just wanted to discuss my journal entries. I turned to my mom and said, They lied to me. We don't need to answer any of their questions. I want to leave. Then we walked out of the office. Later, my mom explained that they were concerned about the content I had written, thinking perhaps there were hidden truths or calls for help in my fictional stories. However, I was so focused on the breach of trust, their promise not to read my journal, and their subsequent dishonesty that I wasn't interested in hearing their rationale. That moment solidified my understanding that adults and authority figures could be wrong, and sometimes deeply so. My personal reflection. Since reflecting on that day, I recognize how profoundly it shaped my views on authority and creativity. The deceptive simplicity of a journaling assignment revealed unexpected boundaries that initially confused me. Yet, this incident did more than just spark my passion for writing. It instilled a lifelong curiosity and propensity for questioning norms that seemed arbitrary. This quiet defiance has not only fueled my creative endeavors, but also guided my professional interactions and personal relationships. This moment reminds me of Austin Kleon's book, Steal Like an Artist, where he challenges us to embrace creativity as an act of exploration and rebellion. Cleon emphasizes that creativity isn't about following rigid rules, it's about breaking free from convention and transforming limitations into inspiration. My teacher's journal rule, despite its intent, wasn't a constraint. It was an invitation to think differently and write without apology. That early lesson in questioning authority and fostering independence not only shaped my creative pursuits, but also molded my approach to life. Creativity, I've learned, is a form of personal truth, a space where freedom and self expression converge, even in the face of misunderstanding or opposition. Looking glass, personal reflection exercise. Summarizing each nugget, you'll find a section called Looking Glass. This is your invitation to pause and reflect, examining how the insights shared might resonate with your own experiences. As Soren, I know I'm going to butcher that last name, Kierkegaard famously said, life can only be understood backwards, but it must be lived forwards. Origins of passion. Can you pinpoint an experience that sparked a lifelong passion or significantly altered your worldview? Creative restrictions. Recall a time when you encountered limitations in a supposed space of freedom, in a supposed space of freedom. How did this influence your creativity or inspire you to think differently? Questioning authority. Reflect on a moment when challenging authority felt necessary. What did this reveal about your personal values and courage? Independence and defiance. How have acts of independence or defiance shaped your approach to life and your passions? Meaning of creativity. What does creativity mean to you? And how do you foster it in environments that may not always support it? Thank you, Alicia Jersey, for being the beta reader for this nugget. I appreciate your insight and wisdom, and hopefully you like the final edit.